who should come up shortly.
You are now live. There we are, live.
What?
There we are, live.
Oh, wonderful. Now let me stop this talker and turn it off. Okay, now all that's left is to put on the finger picks.
That was Sadie. Oh, don't know if anybody could hear that, but that was Sadie. Moaning and groaning in comfort.
Good afternoon, or good evening, or
Yes.
good morning, wherever in the world you are. This is us,
Yes, welcome to
our 107th performance for you all.
yes.
It's a pretty warm day here in Alabama, temperature around 88. And we're here with Indy the Wonder Dog
Yes,
and Sadie the Great Speckled Dog
yes.
and all y'all. The topic for this week is protest songs. And there's so many of them out there, I'm sure we'll miss some of your favorites. But these are the ones that I liked best back in the 60s and up to the present. We've even got a few
Yes.
fairly modern protest songs for you today. And we're going to start out with one that was written and recorded by Pete Seeger. It's called Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Young girls pick them, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone for husbands, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the husbands gone? Long time passing. Where have all the husbands gone? Long time ago. Where have all the husbands gone? Gone for soldiers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? the graveyards gone? Long time passing, where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago, where have all the graveyards gone? Gone to flowers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the flowers gone?
Ziggy is with us.
Hello, Ziggy.
He says, hi, George and Lynn. Greetings again from Germany with a smiling face. And Laura Harden.
Hello, Laura from California.
Says, are we live? And yes.
No, we're not.
We must check first.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm sorry, Laura. Yes, we are live.
Are you? Laura said, I made it almost on time. I was confused at first, but then I found you. Well, I'm so glad you did. And
indeed.
welcome.
Hope your dad's doing well.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I can make this pedal work just a little bit better. There we go. Here's one that was written by Tom Paxton and recorded by him and a million others, including Pete Seeger. It's called What Did You Learn in School Today?
Oh.
And by the way, for those of you who just arrived, we're singing protest songs of then and now. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that Washington never told a lie. I learned that soldiers seldom die. I learned that everybody's free, and that's what the teacher said to me. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that policemen are my friends. I learned that justice never ends. I learned that murderers die for their crimes, even if we make a mistake sometimes. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned our government must be strong. It's always right and never wrong. Our leaders are the finest men, and we elect them again and again. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? I learned that war is not so bad. I learned of the great ones we have had. We fought in Germany and in France, and someday I might get my chance. And that's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. That's what I learned in school today. That's what I learned in school. All right. Now we will do Bob Dylan's Blowing in the Wind. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand. Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
That's a good song.
Yep. It is indeed one of my all-time favorites.
A lot of these are favorites of mine that...
well, don't worry. We'll get to ones that aren't. You
Okay.
just gotta wait. Oh, goodness. Okay. This is a song patterned after a bunch of stuff that Mason Williams did. You know, the classical gas guitar playing guy. Well, he did a party album. And he had all kinds of songs on one side of it called How About Them?
Oh, yeah.
How about them, this, that, and the other? Okay? Toad suckers and moose goosers.
I remember that
and
one.
all kinds of things. So we listened to those, and we had them in some of our shows in the very, very early days. And then Lynn and I decided we'd write some of our own.
Yeah, we'd
So
try our hand at it.
here's one of them. How about them politicians? Ain't they proud? Waving their arms, talking real loud, talking about taxes, talking about debt. They ain't done a thing about neither of them yet. Yeah, look at them politicians, ain't they brassy? Getting on TV, acting real sassy. Them billion-bilking politicians, arrogant and brass. Shaking our hands, taking our cash. How to be a politician, if you're so inclined. Win a rigged election and steal the people blind. Okay.
I was inspired.
Well, that's about how it is.
Yeah.
Here's another Tom Paxton tune. And this one's called Lyndon Johnson Told the Nation. He was the president who took over from JFK when JFK was assassinated. He was VP, and he finished out his Kennedy's term and then got a term of his own, and got us buried up to our necks in Vietnam. Lyndon Johnson Told the Nation. I got a letter from LBJ. It said, "This is your lucky day. It's time to put your khaki trousers on. Though it may seem very clear we've got no job to give you here, so we are sending you to Vietnam. Lyndon Johnson told the nation, have no fear of escalation. I am trying everyone to please. Though it isn't really war, we're sending 50,000 more to help save Vietnam from Vietnamese. I jumped off the old troop ship and sank in mud up to my hips. I cussed until the captain called me down. Never mind how hard it's raining, think of all the ground we're gaining. Just don't take one step outside of town. Lyndon Johnson told the nation, have no fear of escalation. I am trying everyone to please. Though it isn't really war, we're sending 50,000 more to help save Vietnam from Vietnamese. Every night the local gentry sneak out past a sleeping sentry. They go out to join the OBC. In their nightly little dramas, they put on their black pajamas and come lobbing mortar shells at me. Lyndon Johnson told the nation, have no fear of escalation. I am trying everyone to please. Though it isn't really war, we're sending 50,000 more to help save Vietnam from Vietnamese. We go around in helicopters like a bunch of big grasshoppers, searching for the Viet Cong in vain. They left a note that they had gone, they had to get down to Saigon, their government positions to maintain. Lyndon Johnson told the nation, have no fear of escalation. I am trying everyone to please. Though it isn't really war, we're sending 50,000 more to help save Vietnam from Vietnamese. Well, here I sit in this rice paddy, wondering about Big Daddy, and I know that Lyndon loves me so. Yet how sadly I remember way back yonder in November when he said I'd never have to go. Lyndon Johnson told the nation, have no fear of escalation. I am trying everyone to please. Though it isn't really war, we're sending 50,000 more to help save Vietnam from Vietnamese.
She was
hey,
talking,
Ricky.
I saw her comment right before you started to play that song, and she said loved it on the
Politicians. Yeah, that's great.
But welcome. And
Indeed.
I usually wait until, if he started a song, I wait until he's finished before I read comments. So I was thinking that didn't work out too well in that case.
Well, I'm glad you were able to join us for a while, Ricky.
Yes, yes.
Hope everything's going well for you up there in Ohio.
Yes.
And
we're having a very good time here with this. This show is, I think, one that speaks well.
Well, I've been wanting to do it for a while. And, you know, if you don't like, if I'm making fun of your favorite people, just hang on, because the others is coming. I'm an equal opportunity disser, if you will.
Yes.
So don't worry about it. It's okay. There will be balance.
Well, see? I like that.
All right. Now, here's a more modern song. I don't know who wrote this. Probably C.W. Kalb, but I don't know. Ray Stevens sang it, and it's called Three Fractured Factions. Well, Well, welcome to American politics, with its backroom deals and its dirty tricks. There are all kind of groups and all kind of factions, but it all boils down to these three fractions. There's a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death that they'll either get nuked or taxed after death by the third on the right, and the third on the left, and there's a third on the left, and a third on the right, and a third in the middle that can't sleep night because of corporate greed and government theft by the third on the right, and the third on the left, the third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death. Now, unbridled greed with no regulation leads to overspending your capitalization, and without any rules against misbehaving, you'll find out that Bernie's made off with your savings. And don't let the left-wing bureaucrats loose. They'll bust every nest egg and kill every goose, tax every dollar that you manage to save, and control what you do from the cradle to the grave. There's a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death that they'll either get nuked or taxed after death by the third on the right, and the third on the left, and there's a third on the left, and a third on the right, and a third in the middle that can't sleep night because of corporate greed and government theft by the third on the right, and the third on the left, a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death. Now, I'm a red, white, and blue conservative cat, suspicious of Republicans and Democrats. I get nervous when Washington makes a decision. That's why I find comfort in this division. There's a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death that they'll either get nuked or taxed after death by the third on the right, and the third on the left, and there's a third on the left, and a third on the right, and a third in the middle that can't sleep nights because of corporate greed and government theft by the third on the right, and the third on the left, the third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death. There's a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death that they'll either get nuked or taxed after death by the third on the right, and the third on the left, and there's a third on the left, and a third on the right, and a third in the middle that can't sleep nights because of corporate greed and government theft by the third on the right, and the third on the left, a third on the right, and a third on the left, and a third in the middle that's scared half to death.
Mike Mueller is with us.
Hello, Mike.
Got here right before that song. He said, "Hello, George and Lynn. Greetings from California."
Yes, I hope
Welcome.
everybody's doing well out your way, Mike. And
hope the weather's nice out there.
Folks, take a look at the lineup on the CalAutoharp.com website for next year's California Autoharp gathering. Mike's got a star-studded lineup up there for sure. Yeah, check it out. All right. This was written by Travis. It's easy for you to say. Travis Edmondson, and was sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's called "If I Were Free." If I were free to speak my mind, I'd tell a tale to all mankind of how the flowers do bloom and fade, of how we fought and how we paid. This weary world has had its fill of words of war on every hill. The time has come for peaceful days and peaceful men of peaceful ways. If I were free to speak my mind. I tell a tale to all mankind of how the flowers do bloom and fade, of how we fought and how we paid when all mankind has ceased to fight. I'll raise my head in thanks each night for this rich earth and all it means, for golden days and peaceful dreams. If I were free to ease my mind, I'd tell a tale to all mankind of how the flowers do bloom and fade, of how we fought and how we paid.
Jerry Burgess Jr.
Hey, Jerry.
He said, "Hello, guys. I made it.
How are ya?"
As always, my friends. Thank you." And he
Yes,
is
indeed.
in rare form tonight, or this afternoon, rather.
All right. Not much humor in this one, but in this show, but here's one that's pretty funny, I think. Was written and recorded by Steve Goodman many years ago. It's called The Election Year Rag. Whoops. Come on, babe, won't you take a chance? Your papa's gonna show you a brand new dance. You shuffle on down, don't you be no drag, and do that election year rag. You take 2 steps to the left and 2 steps to the right, and then hang in the middle and hang on tight. And come on down, don't you be no lag, and do the election year rag. Jump on that old bandwagon, here's what we're gonna do. Go down to the precinct captain's house this morning and scarf up some lame duck stew. Well, don't you cry, don't you shed no don't you cry, don't you shed no tears. You know it only comes around every 4 years. And I'm your dark horse and you're my nag, so do the election year rag. If you feel like you need a scorecard, well, you really don't have to fuss. You know the winner's always somebody else, and the loser's always us. And it's shake it to the east and shake it to the west. Hand me down my bulletproof vest. It's nobody's choice and it's anybody's guess. Do that election. There ain't no selection. Do that election year rag. Ragged there, but
Well,
you got the point.
see, if you're going to go ragged, a rag is the place to do it.
Yeah, that's right. A ragged rag.
A ragged rag.
Okay. We are moving.
I like that you got a good bit of instrumental in this as well as the, stories and the ballads or whatever. But there's instrumental in that last one. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, there's instrumental in some of them, and some of them, one of them, there's no instruments at all. So, we got something. We'll treat you so many ways you're bound to like one of them. Here's a song that was written and recorded by Phil Oakes. It's called "The Draft Dodger Rag." Oh, I'm just a typical American boy from a typical American town. I believe in God and Senator Dodd and keeping old Castro down. And when it came my time to serve, I knew better dead than red. And when I got to my old rap board, buddy, this is what I said. Sergeant, I'm only 18, I got a ruptured spleen, and I always carry a purse. I got eyes like a bat and my feet are flat. My asthma's getting worse. Yes, think of my career, my sweetheart dear, and my poor old invalid aunt. Besides, I ain't no fool, I'm a-going to school and I'm a-working in a defense plant. I got a dislocated disc and a racked up back, and I'm allergic to flowers and bugs. And when the bombshell hits, I get epileptic fits, and I'm addicted to 1,000 drugs. I got the weakness woes, I can't touch my toes, I can hardly reach my knees. And if the enemy ever came close to me, well, I'd probably start to sneeze. Sarge, I'm only 18, I got a ruptured spleen, and I always carry a purse. I got eyes like a bat and my feet are flat, my asthma's getting worse. Yes, think of my career, my sweetheart dear, and my poor old invalid aunt. Besides, I ain't no fool, I'm a-going to school and I'm a-working in a defense plant. Oh, I hate Joe and lie, and I hope he dies, but I think you gotta see that someone's gotta go over there, and that someone isn't me. Well, I wish you well, Sarge, give 'em hell and kill me 1,000 or so. And if you ever get a war without blood and gore, well, I'll be the first to go. Yes, I'm only 18, I got a ruptured spleen, and I always carry a purse. I got eyes like a bat and my feet are flat, my asthma's getting worse. Yes, think of my career, my sweetheart dear, and my poor old invalid aunt. Besides, I ain't no fool, I'm a-going to school and I'm a-working in a defense plant.
John Wendling is here.
Hello, John.
Hi, George and Lynn from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Welcome.
Hope it's not too hot for you up there, John. It's pretty warm down here.
Yeah.
And I've heard that actually it's warmer up in John's area than it is down here. There for a while they were having temperatures up close to 100.
I heard something about that too. It was
yeah.
pretty hot up that way.
Quite a switch.
Yeah.
Well, we are moving along here. We may actually end up early, which is okay because we've got a hard stop at 3 o'clock our time. Yeah. This song was written and recorded by an Australian who bills himself as Kevin Bloody Wilson. And to say that Kevin Bloody Wilson is raw is like saying that an active volcano is warm. All right? So I've cleaned up a little bit of the language, gotten rid of the F-bombs and things, and here's a song that I really like. A lot of people close to me don't like it, but I'm going to play it anyway. It's called "What's Donald Gonna Do Today?"
I like this one.
Let's see, is that the right key? Hang on a second, folks. Yeah. World's most watched reality TV show, live from Washington, with a walk-on cast of thousands, starring Donald Trump. It's political, but it's not PC. There's drama, conflict, lust, head-button, butt-kicking twists and turns of lots of what a klutz! What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet, what's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Don. Is he ticked off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? He's a cross between Homer Simpson and good old Fred Flintstone. Don't need no help from no one. Fix this stuff all on his own. Wants to build a wall to keep them Mexicans out. He reckons that's a great idea. Chinese built a wall centuries ago. Ain't many Mexicans over there. What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, kind of checking up on Donald. Is he ticked off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? There's only one Donald Trump, with Melania, his leading lady, and this brinksmanship with Kim Jong-un and Putin's great for ratings. Donald wants to make America great again. Call him crazy. Call him clever. But this daily reality Don's got us wetting our pants together. What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Donald. Is he ticked off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? What's Donald gonna do today? Oh, Donald, oh, Donald, oh, Donald, what's Donald gonna do today? What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today? Then I turn the TV on, checking up on Donald. Is he ticked off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Is he ticked off or is he okay? What's Donald gonna do today? Yeah?
John said it has been very hot up here. No fun splitting wood in this weather. That's why I decided to stay inside and listen to you.
Good,
Hey,
good choice, John.
And Ricky said, this set reminds me of the political satirist comedian Mark Russell. Back in the day when you could make fun of both parties. Maybe you remember him. My fave of his was, God help me, I'm starting to like Reagan. Good times and a laughing
Yes,
crying
indeed.
face on that.
I did not encounter him. I'll have
Mark
to.
Russell.
Mark
Gotta
Russell.
look him
Might
up.
want to make a note of that if you could.
Yes, I shall.
And I'll look him up because I might do another one of these. There's so many protest songs and so little time, as they say. Well, folks, if you're lurking out there and send us a comment. Especially if you're a first-time person, we like to get to know everybody, and we kind of see this like if we were all sitting around on our front porch with a cold drink and an instrument in our hands and playing music together. So if you're so inclined, we'd love to hear from you, and leave us a comment. If you will follow Autoharp Down Home on Facebook, follow this page, you will get a post along about Wednesday of each week we do a show in your news feed telling you when and how and where and all of that. We do the show on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month. So watch for that. And if you go to my George McCoy Facebook page and send a friend request, then I will invite you personally to the event that surrounds this, the Facebook event. But by all means, if you have something to say, don't hesitate to send us a comment. We won't read flames or snarky comments on the air because this is a wholesome show. We don't get very many of them, and then I block them all, so you only get one shot at it. But anyway, just think about that. And we'd love to get to know you a little bit better if you're so inclined. If not, enjoy the show.
Ricky came back and said Mark Russell had a bi-monthly comedy special on PBS television between 1975 and 2004.
Wow, how did I miss him all? Well, I don't watch a lot of television, that's how.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't. There's so many other things that are easier for me to appreciate if I watch television and it's at all dramatic, somebody's got to tell me what's going on.
It's very visually oriented.
Yeah,
usually.
television's so visual. I don't know why.
It's just so visual. You're trying to watch a Western, and you follow it all the way through, and you got...
Right. They're out there. They're going to draw. They're going to have the gunfight. Yeah. And they draw. And all kinds of shots are fired. And then a horse walks away with some music.
Right.
And nobody's up to tell me who won the gunfight.
He's told me about this. It's sad.
Oh. A lot of stuff is now described.
Yeah, that's a cool thing they started doing.
Well, yeah, it is, but at the same time, you miss a lot of the music and the sound effects and all that because they've got to talk over something. So I don't know. I collect a lot of the older TV shows that I used to watch when I was younger.
And radio shows.
And
too.
I collect a lot of old radio shows because those are great. You can always tell what's going on with those.
Ricky said, I recall watching football with you two and listening to play-by-play on the radio.
Yeah.
I ended up doing it that way for years. Well, you learn a lot.
Yeah, the trouble is, the play-by-play on the radio would get there before they saw it on TV. So I'd react, and everybody's going, wait a minute. What?
Wait, what is it?
Yeah. Oh, my. Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, those were the days.
By Mary Hopkin, a one-hit wonder. It was her one and only hit, and it's too bad she had a beautiful voice. Anyway. Here we go. Ed McCurdy and Pete Seeger wrote this one. It was recorded by the Weavers in 1950. So if you think protest songs are a new thing, this was written and recorded at the beginning of what they call the decade of conformity, the 50s. Everybody dressed alike and had better think alike and all of that stuff. This is called Last Night I Had the Strangest Dream. Last night I had the strangest dream. I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with men. And the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the paper was all signed and 1,000,000 copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and guns arms and swords and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Sing it with me if you know it. Last night I had the strangest dream I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with men, and the papers they were signing said they'd never fight again. Last night I had, one more time, last night I had the strangest dream I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with men, and the papers they were signing said they'd never fight again. Nice. That sounded good. Thank you for joining in. I wasn't sure you knew it.
I didn't very well, but I knew it well enough.
Yeah.
You hear that one once through, and it kind of sticks with you.
Yep. Yeah. That's right.
And you said the 50s.
It was recorded by the folk group called the Weavers.
Yes.
Pete Seeger was a member of that group, and he and Ed McCurdy wrote it and recorded it in 1950. Probably after the North Koreans invaded South Korea, because everybody knew we were going back to war at that point. So there you go. I hope we can figure out how to peacefully coexist before we wreck the planet.
Well, that's certainly that would be good. That would be good.
This song was recorded by Great Big Sea.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know who wrote it. It's called The Chemical Worker Song, or The Process Man. Let's see here. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, a process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I've worked among the spinners, and I've breathed the oily smoke. I've shoveled up the gypsum, and it nigh on makes you choke. I've stood knee-deep in cyanide, got sick with a caustic burn. Been working rough, I've seen enough to make your stomach turn. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. There's overtime and bonus opportunities galore. The young men like their money, and they all come back for more. But soon you're knocking on, and you look older than you should. For every bob made on the job, you pay with flesh and blood. Then it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. but you go. Well, a process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath, and every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath, and every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death, but you go.
Wow.
A process man. Here, mate. Go on in here and mix this stuff up.
Yeah.
Well, if you're that sure it's safe, boss, why don't you go mix it up?
Laura said, this reminds me of a Judy Small song called Bridget Jones.
I don't recall that song, but I may have I've heard it.
I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, we'll look at it. For sure. I'm always looking for new stuff. Although I've been told I do too much new stuff, so I'm cutting back on it a little bit.
Well, it's just that we want to hear the favorites.
Yeah. We ought to do that. Another favorites show.
Oh, yeah.
Not a request, because I don't want to learn, new stuff, but if, maybe get figure out a way for people to leave a message on the Autoharp Down Home page.
Yeah.
And then if I can't handle them, you can help me through it, because
Yes,
Messenger on Facebook and I are not friends at all.
I can help.
I'm
And
getting better.
You could put, if you get more than one for the same,
Yeah, sure.
then you can score them. How many? We had 5 requests for
Yeah, so I'll announce it for a couple or 3 of these. So here it is. Sometime in probably September or so, where we'll do fan favorites. But remember,
Yes.
they've got to be songs that you've heard here, not songs you'd like to see if I can play on the Autoharp. Some of the songs that I do can't be played on the Autoharp, but I play them anyway.
Yes, that's
Anyhow.
true now, see? That's a great idea to do that.
Yeah, I've often wanted to do that. Let's do it.
I like it. Sometime in September
Yeah, see, we've got
would be.
one more in July and 2 more in August, so that's plenty of time for people to
Yeah.
send in their favorites, and then
Yeah.
we'll do it on
And send it
second.
into Messenger.
Yeah, go to Autoharp Down Home and leave a message with the song you'd like to hear. And Lynn and I will take them, and if I can get the reply thing to work, I'll let you know that we got yours.
Yes.
And we'll do that. I like that idea. I got to remember to check the page.
Yeah.
Right. This is from the movie Billy Jack by Brian Potter and Dennis Earl Lambert. They're the writers. And it's called One Tin Soldier. Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago out a kingdom on a mountain, and the valley folk below. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. Go ahead and hate your neighbors, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they'd kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your swords, and they killed the mountain people, sure they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. Are you there?
Yeah, somebody was squeaking. Laura said Bridget Evans, wrong last name, sorry. And then, so I wrote it down the right way.
Ah, good.
And then Ricky said, I could fill your feed with requests from those late 70s, haha. Then you could do a Dr. Demento hour after that. That should cover everything I remember you playing.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
And several smile, grin faces.
Go ahead and let us know what you'd like to hear, Ricky.
Really, yeah.
I don't mind, heck, I might make that just a part of this, each show I might do a part of it that's, favorites, but I had to learn to I had messages in my Facebook message queues that had been there for a couple years, and I didn't even know they were there. I mean, it's as technically savvy as I am. Facebook and I have a love-hate relationship going on, because about the time I figure it out, the petulant children who they hire for programmers decide to change it.
Yeah.
I think they're finally getting the message, because they do that to the business pages too, and business people don't like that, because they don't want to go play on Facebook. They got work to do.
Right.
So they haven't changed it lately. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Wood being the Autoharp. It's the only wood. It's handy.
It would be wood.
We live in a plastic and metal world. Well, there's some wood in this chair too, actually. Okay. Guess we ought to lighten up a little bit.
This has been a little heavy.
Here's one, again, that was written and recorded by Tom Paxton. And it's called If You Love That Politician. Someone had the right idea out in Iowa. Palo Alto County had its own straw poll. Folks who listened to their radio were told to flush their toilets so their candidate might win the Super Bowl. Folks in Emmetsburg have got things in perspective and good common sense that they rely upon. When the beaming smiles and golden throats come shaking hands and begging votes, the folks in Emmetsburg head for the John. If you love that politician, pull the chain. Send the world a woe and trouble down the drain. It's the road to satisfaction. It's a natural reaction. If you love that politician, pull the chain. If you like the things he said, use your head. You can show the world you think he's thoroughbred. Choose a favorite son or daughter with a little running water. If you like the things he said, use your head. Do you get that familiar feeling when you hear the things they say? When they hum their familiar tunes, do your thoughts all turn to prunes? Are you headed for Hernando's hideaway? If the man gets through to you, use your loo. If he's not number one, he's number two. He's the greatest guy on earth. Why don't you show him what he's worth? If the man gets through to you, use your loo. Do you get that familiar feeling when you hear the things they say? When they hum their familiar tunes, do your thoughts all turn to prunes? Are you headed for Hernando's hideaway? If you love that politician, pull the chain, pull the chain. Send the world a woe and trouble down the drain. It's the road to satisfaction. It's a natural reaction. If you love that politician, if you love that politician, pull the chain. When you see the ruling gentry, why the answer's elementary. If you love that politician, pull the chain.
Oh, Ziggy says, as for Bridget Evans by Judy Small, see, and then there's a YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ziggy.
Thank you, Ziggy. Ziggy knows everything. He either knows or he knows how to find out.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, Ziggy. I will certainly look at that song and see if I can play it for you all.
I wrote it down.
So what?
I wrote it down.
Oh, good. And we may have a little time at the end of this show to play a couple of your favorites today.
Yeah.
We do, like I say, we do have a hard stop though at 3. We can't go overtime today. Here's one by John Prine called "Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore." This is one Ricky will remember. We used to play this way back when we were neighbors. While digesting Reader's Digest in the back of a dirty bookstore, a plastic flag with gum on the back fell out on the floor. Well, I picked it up and I ran outside, slapped it on my window shield, and if I could see old Betsy Ross, I'd tell her how good I feel. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason's for, and your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. Well, I went to the bank this morning, and the cashier said to me, "If you join the Christmas club, we'll give you 10 of them flags for free." Well, I didn't mess around a bit. I took him up on what he said, and I stuck them stickers all over my car and one on my wife's forehead. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason's for, and your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. Well, I got my window shield so full of flags I couldn't see, so I ran the car upside the curb right into a tree. When they finally, by the time they got a doctor down, I was already dead, and I'll never understand why the man standing at the pearly gate said, "But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. We're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason's for, and your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore."
Yes. Laura said, "You can do Brother Can You Spare a Dime if you want, I don't mind." And then Ricky put 3 big hearts on that.
Thank you, guys. Write that down.
I
If we
did.
have time.
I wrote it.
That was a song I played at MLAG when I won this Autoharp.
That's right, you did.
Yeah. Pete Seeger and Lee Hayes wrote this, and it was recorded by the Weavers first in 1949. It's called "If I Had a Hammer." If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Ooh, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Ooh, if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Ooh, well, I got a hammer and I got a bell and I got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Ooh, it's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Yeah.
You said that one went back to how?
1949.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So it's interesting that there were protest songs written and recorded before Vietnam and before the 60s.
Yeah.
Actually, there are quite a few of them.
Ricky said, I own a lot of Prine stuff because of you. My son was going to take me to see him in 2020, but the concert was canceled because of COVID, and then Prine died from COVID. Sad, sad day.
Yeah, it really was.
Love this set.
Thank you.
Thanks for the invite. Be sure to call to chat again soon. And then there's see more here. I can't get it to show me more. I think I have to click on.
You have to click on the more button.
Yeah, you can't tap it.
No.
Just let me know when. I'm so used to playing with my phone lately. I'm tapping. What's it not working for?
Oh, she's lost.
I'm not lost.
She's lost to me now. She's become a phoner. Oh God.
Not constant. No.
There's a song there. My wife or my husband is a phoner.
Has become one.
Has become a phoner, and he
Morphed
can't get any love made. You can't get any supper cooked. You can't get anything done because there is a song kind of like that Ray Stevens does called "Hang Up and Drive."
Oh, well, now that's important. We want
especially down
to
here.
hang up and drive.
Over the last year and a half, we've had 3 stores turned into drive-throughs by phoners. Just drive right on through, man.
Come on and welcome.
Yeah.
You don't mean it quite that way.
Didn't quite mean drive in literally there,
Right.
folks. Here's another one written and recorded by Tom Paxton, and it's called The Willing Conscript. Oh, Sergeant, I'm a drafty and I've just arrived in camp. I've come to wear the uniform and join the martial tramp. And I want to do my duty, but one thing I do implore. You must give me lessons, Sergeant, for I've never killed before. To do my job obediently is all that I desire. To learn my weapon thoroughly and how to aim and fire. To learn to kill the enemy and then to slaughter more. I'll need instruction, Sergeant, for I've never killed before. Oh, there are rumors in the camp about our enemy. They say that when you see him, he looks just like you and me. But you deny it, Sergeant, and you are a man of war. So you must give me lessons, for I've never killed before. Now there are several lessons that I haven't mastered yet. I haven't got the hang of how to use the bayonet. If he doesn't die at once, am I to stick him with it more? Oh, I hope you will be patient, for I've never killed before. And the hand grenade is something that I just don't understand. You've got to throw it quickly or you're apt to lose your hand. Does it blow a man to pieces with its wicked muffled roar? Oh, I've got so much to learn because I've never killed before. Oh, I want to thank you, Sergeant, for the help you've been to me. For you've taught me how to slaughter and to hate the enemy. And I know that I'll be ready when they march me off to war. And I know that it won't matter that I've never killed before. And I know that it won't matter that I've never killed before.
Did you say that was Tom Paxton?
Yes.
He is written.
From his Good News album, 1964.
He's written a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah. And he's still out there. He's still performing at the age of 86.
He did one called The Bravest about the towers coming down.
Yeah.
And the firefighters.
Yep.
That one was powerful.
That one. Back then, you know, hell,
still
you've got
strikes
a whole generation that doesn't even know what 9/11 was. They weren't
Yeah.
born yet.
So you say the towers came down, they don't know.
Yeah, they don't understand. It's like we didn't understand our parents' passion about Pearl Harbor Day.
Right.
Oh yeah, that happened. But if you're there,
That's
watching it minute by minute, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And of course, all this war and destruction and all has to be paid for. Here's what Ray Stevens thinks about that. This is called If 10% is Good Enough for Jesus. Now, I'd just like to say a few words right here about taxes. I pay another man to do my taxes. On account of that's just one more deduction I can take. But you know, the mailman brought my W-2 this morning. And this year they're claiming a third of all I make. Now I'm just as patriotic as the next man. And you know I love that red, white, and blue. So I'm gonna help to pay this rising cost of freedom. But I'll be danged if I'm gonna change my point of view. 'Cause every time the bureaucrats run out of money, well, Congress socks it to the working man. And I don't think it's one bit funny when they take so much of my money and do things with it I don't understand. I don't know why they feel they've got to squeeze us, but I'll tell you just exactly where I stand. I believe if 10% is good enough for Jesus, it ought to be enough for Uncle Sam. Now, some of them folks we've been sending off to Congress think that all they've got to do is spend and spend. But you know, you can't run a family, much less a country, with more money going out than coming in. And that old debt, it just keeps on getting bigger. And we're all gonna have to pay, so don't you laugh. 'Cause one day, soon you might look down at your paycheck and find out they done started taking half. 'Cause every time the bureaucrats run out of money, well, Congress socks it to the working man. And I don't think it's one bit funny when they take so much of my money and do things with it I don't understand. I don't know why they feel they've got to squeeze us, but I'll tell you just exactly where I stand. I believe if 10% is good enough for Jesus, well, it ought to be enough. I said 10% is good enough for Jesus. Well, it ought to be enough. Times are getting tough. It ought to be enough for Uncle Sam.
Ray's got away with words, doesn't
he? Yeah. Well, he doesn't write as much of his stuff as I
that's
thought
right.
he did.
See, I thought he did too.
C.W. Kalb wrote a lot of his stuff, and some other people did too. Anyhow, here's a song that Tom Paxton wrote and recorded in 1964, I think. I don't know exactly, doesn't matter. And he called it Daily News, because back then newspapers were people's primary news source. That's no longer true. Newspapers, printed newspapers are going the way of the dodo bird. Progress has taken over. Even the gray lady, the great gray lady, is laying off workers and printers and reporters and all of that kind of stuff. So I thought, why not modernize Tom's song a little bit? Instead of having daily news, now we've got cable news. Now, I did this song a couple of 3 shows ago, but it fits so well here that I'm going to do it again. I just woke up from 40 winks. I need someone to tell me what to think. Where do I go? I tune into the cable news. I stare at the screen with rage and despair. The way we're being treated just ain't fair. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can turn it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. Politicians are just plain folks. Climate change is a cruel hoax. How do I know? I saw it on. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Protesters are a pain in the neck. The country's headed for a real train wreck. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can turn it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. Right-wing racists have to be stopped. What we gotta do is defund the cops. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Ban the bombers are afraid of a fight. Peace hurts business and that ain't right. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can tune it on any time you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. All right-wingers are crazy as hell. All the left-wingers wanna do is yell. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Well, it seems like the whole damn world's gone wrong ever since John Wayne's been dead and gone. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can turn it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. Don't try to change my mind with facts. To hell with the graduated income tax. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Fair taxation is the way to go. Tax the rich, take all their spare dough. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can turn it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. I remember when TV news was objective. Now they're trading hard news for hateful invective. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. We can achieve paradise, they say. You just gotta do everything our way. How do I know? I saw it on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can tune it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land. It really does seem like we're all going wrong. We can disagree and still get along. I'm sorry to say, I don't see that on the cable news. We need to act more like sisters and brothers. Learn how to love and stop hating each other. And I wish I could say, I saw that on the cable news. Cable news, daily blues. You can turn it on anytime you choose. Take that remote into your hand and ride right along to Never Never Land.
Wow. Yeah, it works.
Yep. That it does. That it does. You know, and our generation, you know, we got a lot of our news from TV, and it was a heck of a lot more objective than it is now. Where we started to go wrong was when Walter Cronkite discovered that there was money in blood, gore, and guts in Vietnam. So every night he'd show us how many of our guys were getting killed, and not anything else, hardly.
Then they went to 24-hour.
Well, yeah. Well, and now, see, they've got all this time to fill, and they've got these demagogues on both sides of the issues that are not on there to inform, but to inflame you. Yeah. They don't want to inform, they want to inflame, so that you'll watch. What are those sons of you going to do tomorrow? You know, right. What's Donald going to do today? Oh, my God. You know.
Ricky said that she really liked that one.
Thank you, Ricky.
Cable news.
Yeah, I modernized it.
Yes. Well done there. But you could do that with that one. That's the thing. It worked overall.
Yeah, it really did. I like the melody. Man, I want to do that, too. But it's so dated.
Well.
So I thought, well, let's modernize a little bit here. This is a song that was written and recorded by Gordon Lightfoot. And it's called Black Day in July. Black Day in July. Motor City madness has touched the countryside. And through the smoke and cinders you can hear it far and wide. The doors are quickly bolted and the children locked inside. Black Day in July. Black Day in July, and the soul of Motor City is bared across the land as the book of law and order is taken in the hands by the sons of the fathers who were carried to this land. Black Day in July. Black day in July. In the streets of Motor City, there's a deadly silent sound, and the body of a dead youth lies stretched upon the ground. Upon the filthy pavements, no reason can be found. Black day in July. Black day in July. Motor City madness has touched the countryside, and her people rise in anger, and the streets begin to fill, and there's gunfire from the rooftops, and the blood begins to spill. Black day in July. In the mansion of the governor, there's nothing that is known for sure. The telephone is ringing and the pendulum is swinging, and they wonder how it happened, and they really know the reason. And it wasn't just the temperature, and it wasn't just the season. Black day in July. Black day in July. Motor City's burning, and the flames are running wild. They reflect upon the waters of the river and the lake, and everyone is listening, and everyone's awake. Black day in July. Black day in July. The printing press is turning, and the news is quickly flagged, and you read your morning paper, and you sip your cup of tea, and you wonder just in passing, is it him or is it me? Black day in July. In the office of the president, the deed is done, the troops are sent. There's really not much choice, you see. It looks to us like anarchy. And then the tanks go rolling in to patch things up as best they can. There is no time to hesitate. The speech is made, the dues can wait. Black day in July. Black day in July. The streets of Motor City now are quiet and serene, but the shapes of gutted buildings strike terror to the heart. And they say, how did it happen? And they say, how did it start? Why can't we all be brothers? Why can't we live in peace? But the hands of the have-nots keep falling out of reach. Black day in July. Black day in July. Motor City madness has touched the countryside, and through smoke and cinders you can hear it far and wide. The doors are quickly bolted and the children are locked inside. Black day in July. Black day in July. Black day in July. Let me see how much.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, we did a whole show on Gordon right after he passed a year or so ago. It's show number 82, if you want to have a whole bunch of Gord.
Yeah. He did some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, people know him for the Edmund Fitzgerald song.
That and Ballad of Yarmouth Castle, and If You Could Read My Mind, and many, many, many others.
Pussy Willow's
Cattails, Soft Winds and Roses. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, can't believe the repertoire.
Yeah, we've done several retrospectives like that.
Yes. Well, we did one for John.
Show number
John
12
Prine.
we did right after John Prine passed. And that's a very early show.
You can go back and find it.
You could. Oh yeah, they're all up there.
All
the shows we've ever done are on the Autoharp Down Home page. Even the ones we wish we hadn't done. Yeah, in the early days, you'll notice quite a difference.
Yes.
You know, we've evolved, as they say.
They say.
But we had fun doing every single one of these, and we're going to do them as long as we're able.
Yes.
It's
really enjoy it, you guys.
it was a great day when I realized that we could do this. One of Lynn's Facebook friends was doing something similar. He had an iPhone on a stand, and he had his guitar, and he was playing guitar and reading his comments to everybody.
And he was live.
Yeah, and Lynn came and got me, and I didn't want to come out because I was doing something. She said, "No, man, come on, you got to watch this."
See this guy.
And I was hooked, and I said, "Man, we could do this. You and I could do this."
And so we proceeded.
Yeah, it took us about, from the time we had that epiphany, it took us
See, I don't even remember.
about 16 months to get it done, to figure it out, because back then streaming was very new.
I think we had help from Brother.
It had help from Brother Dan.
Yeah.
And not with the streaming part, though. He helped us with the audio.
The audio, yes.
But the big part of it, the biggest thing was how to get it to stream without sounding horrible.
Anyway, we've had a great journey on this.
Yeah. Here's another one by Tom Paxton. And this was on his Ain't That News album. It's the title song, in fact. I've got news of the very best kind about troubles that are falling behind, about people that used to be blind till they opened up their eyes to see. It's news when they begin to ask why they're poor. Till the day that they die, they're tired of the pie in the sky and they want some security. And that's news, ain't that news? Ain't that something to see? News, you talk about your news, it's mighty good news to me. I've got news about some ordinary men, they heard it preached time and again to be patient and grateful, amen, and don't agitate around here. They argued and they talked it around and they woke up and here's what they found. Their voices made a mighty big sound till they didn't know the meaning of fear. And that's news, ain't that news? Ain't that something to see? News, you talk about your news, it's mighty good news to me. In Hazard, they're meeting at night, organizing and doing it right and planning for a hell of a fight, and they sure don't aim to lose. In New York, the tenant said no, the slumlord ain't a getting our dough, they're fed up, and they want you to know that's the very best kind of news. That's news, ain't that news? Ain't that something to see? News, you talk about your news, it's mighty good news to me. And that's news, ain't that news? Ain't that something to see? News, you talk about your news, it's mighty good news to me. All right. Here is one by Hoyt Axton called Politicians. Politicians, their promises are ringing in my ear. Politicians, you can always tell when it's election year. They'll shake your hand and smile, kiss the babies all the while. They'll promise anything beneath the sun. The friends they could not see before, now they'll greet them more and more, and they'll even say next time they will not run. Politicians, their promises are ringing in my ears. Politicians, you can always tell when it's election year. Their door is never locked, they say, but how about after election day? Are they home when you come knocking on their door? And when you're knocking and a-wishing, they'll be off somewhere a-fishing and leaving everything in a mess just like before. Politicians, their promises are ringing in my ears. Politicians, Politicians, you can always tell when it's election year. Now mudslinging they will not do. They deal in facts that are proven too, yet they pass a buck so fast your head'll swim. Yeah, this just sort of gets my goat, but I ain't registered so I can't vote. You just take your pick and vote for him or her or him. Politicians, politicians, their promises are ringing in my ears. Politicians, politicians, you can always tell when it's election year. Politicians, politicians, their promises are ringing in my ears. Politicians, politicians, you can always tell when it's election year. Make a little deal on the side, buddy. Okay, well, we've got a little bit of time here. I'm going to save the last song
for the last song.
Okay. Because it's very powerful.
I know not what it is.
It's called No More War Anymore by Eileen Kozlov. You wrote down a couple songs people thought they might want to hear? Oh, I know, Once I Built a Railroad.
Yes.
This will be a little ragged because I haven't practiced it, but I'm going to play it for you anyway and write down that I did play it.
Okay, and this one, let's see, it was Laura, I think it's.
Yeah. Once I built a railroad, I made it run. I made it run against time. Once I built a railroad, and now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower way up to the sun, of bricks and mortar and lime. Once I built a tower, and now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodle-dee-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember, you called me out. I was out all the time. Say, don't you remember, I was your pal. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a railroad, I made it run. I made it run against time. Once I built a railroad, and now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
That was beautiful. I love that song too.
Yeah, Al Jolson did it in 1931, and it was about the people who by then were reduced to begging, and 2 years before they were rich, but everything was invested in volatile stocks, and once the panic set in, they went from riches to rags overnight.
Yeah. John said, Wendling said, very nice.
Thanks, John. Thanks very much.
With an exclamation point.
Yeah. I had a million songs. I got a bunch of songs, and I can't think of a single one of them to play right now. So,
Laura said, thank you so much for singing this today.
oh, you're welcome, Laura. Glad to do it. Did I play Would You Like to Play the Guitar on
No,
here?
I don't think you have.
I don't think I have either.
It's a good song.
Let me see if I can find it real quick here, folks. I'll just try to ad-lib here. This was written and recorded by Bill Donahue, who was the guitarist for A Prairie Home Companion for 15 or 20 years. And it's called Would You Like to Play the Guitar? Would you like to play the guitar? Carry money home in a jar? I knew I couldn't stay serious for a whole show. From a honky-tonk or a bar? Or would you rather get a job? A job is the thing that makes you get out of bed and work every day until you're dead. Your back is aching and your brain is numb. You just can't wait until the weekends come. But if you don't want to starve, or if you don't want to starve or break, if you don't want to starve or beg or rob, you're gonna have to get a job. Or would you like to play the guitar? Drive for miles and miles in your car and pretend that you're a big star? Or would you rather book the gig? The agent's the guy that takes his 20%. What he says ain't exactly what he meant. He'll clean you out in ways you never thought. 'Cause he's good at business and he knows you're not. And then he'll sue if you ever make it big. 'Cause he's the guy that booked the gig. Or would you like to sing, play the guitar for a living, hardy har har? And I know it's kind of bizarre. Or would you rather be the wife? The wife is the one who has to rescue our butts. She's either a saint or else she's nuts. She gets impatient and she gets annoyed, 'cause she's the one who must remain employed. So if you really wanna wreck your life, become a guitar player's wife. 'Cause all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. They can be trained to play guitar too. some of them, and some do, and some do a lot better than you. And you haven't gotten very far. You could be worse off than you are. 'Cause you're still playing your guitar. Anyway, blew the ending, but there it is.
Well, that's a good song. That was funny.
It's true. That's the trouble.
It might be.
There's a lot of truth to that one. Okay. Yeah, I think we better.
Ziggy said, as Autoharp players, we ain't prone to the illusion of becoming a big star.
That's
that
true.
Guitar players seem fallible for.
Yes.
Smile face.
And when we do get a break, it's like, what?
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean I won the you know?
Huh?
That's the way I felt. I told everybody when we were raising money for that I'd try to get I'd for sure get 2 songs on the contest CD, and then they could buy it and hear me.
Yes.
And if I was real lucky, maybe I'd get 4, and then I won the whole thing. And this year I didn't do crap. Everything went wrong.
Well, from the flight
Yeah.
there
Well,
to
yeah.
the flight back.
Yep. This song, as I said before, is No More War Anymore by Eileen Kozlov. My darling son, we've been here before. After the last one, we said never no more. My darling son, we're still settling old scores. Now you're called up to war. My dearest husband, our son seems so young. My dearest husband, to shoulder a gun. My dearest husband, so what's to become? Our son's been called up to war. No more war. No more war anymore. No more war. No more war anymore. Daughter, dear daughter, what can I say? Daughter, dear daughter, your brother's called away. Daughter, dear daughter, they might draft you one day to fight beside your brother at war. Mother, father, forgive me, I pray. They made me a soldier, now I'm forced to obey. It's my life or theirs, so it's them I must slay. If your son wants to come home from war. No more war. No more war anymore. No more war. No more war anymore. Mercy, oh mercy, there's a knock upon my door. Mercy, oh mercy, it hits me to the core. They hand me a letter, in their eyes I read hard. My son's never coming home from war. I've fallen hard on my weakened knees at the sight of his grave. I'm drenched in your grief. Though my son I can't save, to you I implore, let's keep all our children far away from war. No more war. No more war anymore. No more war. No more war anymore. Could you ever imagined with a baby in your arms, sending your sweet one into the path of harm, to fight bloody battles, not pretend, not for fun, and dying on the field amidst our daughters and sons. No more wars, no more war anymore, no more war, no more war anymore. That one's hard to sing.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. Ziggy was talking about the guitar player song, you know.
Yeah.
And then he said, I know you're, wait, no, that was, okay. Yesterday night, I was to a bluegrass and old time jam and got applause for doing breaks, much to my surprise. And then Ricky said, I know you're out of time, but Sam Stone would have been a good one for this set.
Yeah, it would
But
have.
all of it has been great.
Well, write that down.
Sam Stone?
Yeah, we might do that. Yeah, Ziggy, I'm gonna try my hand at bluegrass again here along about Thursday. I'm gonna take this harp and I'm gonna put it on that resonator box that I built, because the two of them are mighty. And I'm gonna go back. They've asked me to come back, but I couldn't even hear my own instrument, so
Yeah, there wasn't much point.
I didn't even know if I was hitting the right notes. But I've got more volume now, and they tried to mic the harp and everything. They really want me to play.
Yeah.
So Thursday I'm going to go back all acoustic. Ivan and I had lunch with. Oh, that's awful. Doug Pratt. On the Saturday of MLAG, and there was another fellow there too, and they three sat there and talked about how to play bluegrass, and they said you need an orthy type harp if you want to do it right. So I'm gonna give it one more shot, and then we'll see here.
Ziggy said, thanks George and Lynn for all these great songs, and a heart and a smiley grin face and another heart. Looking forward to getting more in about 3 hours.
Yes, indeed.
Smile.
We'll see you later this evening.
Yes.
Folks, if you can, and you liked what you heard, we'd love to, we'd ask you to put a little something in our tip jar. You can go to autoharpdownhome.com and click the donate link, and it will take you to our PayPal account. Or you can just go directly to PayPal and put in autoharp.down.home@gmail.com. And a few bucks would be nice if you have it to spare. If not, we love you anyway. And while you're on that site, if you know anybody who might like if you know anybody who still owns a CD player, there's a pretty good CD up there called Forever Friends.
About dogs.
About all about dogs, because dogs are a huge part of my life, and
mine,
and Lynn's, and they have been forever.
Oh yeah.
And all the money goes to the school, Dogs Inc., that trained my great guide dog Indy.
Yes.
So those are things that we would urge you to consider, and I'd like to leave you with this thought, folks. Life was much easier when apple and blackberry were just fruits. So long. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to George and all his kin. We'd sure like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back real soon to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Down home style, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now here.